Hello and welcome to Quiz Class. My name's Ellis and I'll be your host for today's general knowledge quiz. We've got 100 questions in this quiz and we'd love you to let us know at the end of the video how many points out of those 100 you got right. Based on our Quiz Class awards, you can let us know whether you were a champion, master, enthusiast, apprentice or an explorer. Let us know at the end. And that's all we've got to say before we can get started, so good luck. Here's question 1. Which actor was known as the King of Cool? Dean Martin, Steve McQueen, or Paul Newman? The King of Cool was a nickname for Steve McQueen. Question 2. What was the original name of the novel The Great Gatsby? Trimalchio in West Egg, The High Bouncing Lover, or The Golden Girl? Was it Trimalchio in West Egg, The High Bouncing Lover, or The Golden Girl? The answer is Trimalchio in West Egg. 3. Which space mission first used the phrase, "Houston, we have a problem"? Gemini 4, Apollo 11, or Apollo 13? And as you probably noticed already, for each question you have 3 multiple choice possible answers. You need to pick the one you think is correct, and if you picked Apollo 13 for question 3, you'd be right. 4. What was the name of the first artificial heart implanted in a human? Abiocor, Cardio West, or Jarvik 7? The answer is Jarvik 7. Which festival is known as the Festival of Lights in France? Mardi Gras, Bastille Day, or Fête des Lumières? You're probably noticing we've got a wide range of subjects today in our general knowledge quiz. The answer to that one is Fête des Lumières. If you ever don't know the answer, always have a guess. Which film won the first Oscar for Best Animated Feature? Toy Story, Shrek, or Beauty and the Beast? First introduced after the film Chicken Run, the answer is Shrek. What was the original name of the band The Beatles? The Silver Beatles, the Fab Four, or the Quarrymen? Often nicknamed the Fab Four, their actual original name was the Silver Beatles. The Quarrymen was a band John Lennon was in. Which explorer is credited with circumnavigating Australia? William Dampier, Matthew Flinders, or Abel Tasman? The answer is Matthew Flinders. Question 9. What was the pen name of author Mary Ann Evans? Acton Bell, Ellis Bell, or George Eliot? The answer is George Eliot. Which country gifted the Statue of Liberty to the United States? Italy, France, or Spain? The answer is France. Question 11. Which actor played both Dracula and the Frankenstein monster in Hammer horror films? Boris Karloff, Vincent Price, or Christopher Lee? The actor is Christopher Lee. 12. What was the original name of New York City? New Amsterdam, Fort Amsterdam, or New Orange? The answer is New Orange. 13. Which band's album was the first CD to be manufactured commercially? Queen, The Beatles, or ABBA? The correct answer is Swedish band ABBA. 14. Which actor was the first choice to play Rick Blaine in Casablanca? Ronald Reagan, Gary Cooper, or Clark Gable? The correct answer is Ronald Reagan. 15. Which country hosted the first modern Olympics in 1896? England, France, or Greece? The answer is Greece. Which actor was known as the Great Stone Face? Harold Lloyd, Buster Keaton, or Charlie Chaplin? The correct answer is Buster Keaton. What was the first animal to be cloned from an adult cell? A sheep, a frog, or a mouse? The answer is a sheep, and that sheep was called Dolly. Question 18. Which novel begins with the line, "Call me Ishmael"? The Great Gatsby, The Catcher in the Rye, or Moby Dick? Call Me Ishmael is the first line in the book Moby Dick. 19. What was the first feature-length animated film? Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Pinocchio, or Fantasia? Subsequently, this film was the first Disney animated feature film. And the answer is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Question 20. What was the original name of the board game Clue? Whodunit, Murder at Tudor Close, or Murder? You got a Scrabble board picture there just to throw you off even further. The answer to question 20 is Murder at Tudor Close. Which actor was known as the Man of 1,000 Faces? Lon Chaney, Vincent Price, or Bela Lugosi? The Man of 1,000 Faces was Lon Chaney. 22. Which country introduced the world's first postage stamp? Germany, France, or Great Britain? The first postage stamp was introduced by Great Britain. Question 23. What was the original name of the band Queen? Smile, The Artists, or King? The band Queen were originally called Smile. Which ancient civilization invented the concept of zero? Romans, Mayans, or Egyptians? The answer is Mayans. Which actor was the first choice to play James Bond in Dr. No? David Niven, Roger Moore, or Cary Grant? Of course, it would go on to be Sean Connery, but who was first choice? The answer is Cary Grant. What was the original flavour of Gatorade? Fruit punch, lemon, or orange? The original flavour of Gatorade was lemon. Question 27. Which country hosted the first World Cup in 1930? Uruguay, England, or Brazil? Who hosted? The correct answer is Uruguay. What was the first novel to be written on a typewriter? War and Peace, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, or The Picture of Dorian Gray? The answer is The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. What was the first animated film to be nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars? The Lion King, Toy Story, or Beauty and the Beast? So before they introduced the Best Animated Film category, one of these films were nominated for Best Picture, and it was Beauty and the Beast that did it first. Which explorer is credited with discovering the Mississippi River? La Salle, Jacques Cartier, or Hernando de Soto? Apologies for any mispronunciations on those names. The answer is Hernando de Soto. Question 31. What was the original name of the game Pac-Man? Was it called Ghost Hunter, Puck-Man, or was it called Dot Eater? Before being called Pac-Man, the game was called Puck-Man. 32. Which ancient civilization built the city of Machu Picchu? The Incas, Mayans, or Olmecs? The correct answer is Incas. Question 33. Which actor was known as the Latin Lover? Ricardo Montalban, Rudolph Valentino, or Antonio Banderas? The Latin Lover is a nickname given to Rudolph Valentino. Question 34. Which country invented the game of chess? India, Persia, or China? The game of chess was invented in India. What was the original name of the search engine Google? Backweb, Backrub, or Web Crawler? The answer is Backweb. 36. Which playwright coined the term robot? H.G. Wells, Isaac Asimov, or Karel Čapek? The term robot was coined by playwright Karel Čapek. What was the first animated feature film to win an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay? Toy Story, WALL-E, or Inside Out? The answer is WALL-E. Which explorer is credited with discovering the Hawaiian Islands? James Cook, Vasco da Gama, or Ferdinand Magellan? The answer is James Cook. Question 39. What was the original name of the New York Yankees? New York Americans, New York Highlanders, or Baltimore Orioles? The New York Yankees' original name was the Baltimore Orioles. 40. Which philosopher developed the concept of the categorical imperative? John Stuart Mill, Immanuel Kant, or David Hume? The answer is Immanuel Kant. What was the first feature-length film to use computer-generated imagery, or CGI? Was that Jurassic Park, Westworld, or Tron? The correct answer is Westworld. 42. What was the original name of the game Trivial Pursuit? Brain Chase, Fact Hunt, or Tidal Pursuit? The game Trivial Pursuit was originally called Tidal Pursuit. Which ancient civilization invented the concept of democracy? Greeks, Egyptians, or Persians? The correct answer is Greeks. Which philosopher introduced the concept of the allegory of the cave? Heraclitus, Socrates, or Plato? The correct answer is Plato, or Plato. Question 45. What was the original name of the band Nirvana? Pencapchew, Fecal Matter, or Skid Row? The answer is Fecal Matter. Good choice to change the name. Which country invented the game of badminton? Malaysia, India, or China? In which country was the game of badminton invented? The answer is India. Question 47. Which actor was the first choice to play Han Solo in Star Wars? Al Pacino, Kurt Russell, or Harrison Ford? The first choice to play Han Solo in Star Wars was not Harrison Ford, it was in fact Al Pacino. Which country hosted the first Winter Olympics in 1924? France, Norway, or Switzerland? The correct answer is France. Which actor was known as the Sultan of Swoon? Tony Bennett, Frank Sinatra, or Bing Crosby? The Sultan of Swoon was the nickname given to Frank Sinatra. Question 50. What was the first feature-length stop-motion animation film? The Tale of the Fox, Coraline, or King Kong? The first feature-length stop-motion animation film was The Tale of the Fox. And that marks us being at the halfway point in this quiz. Which explorer is credited with discovering the Amazon River? Amerigo Vespucci, Francisco de Orellana, or Pedro Alvarez Cabral? The answer is Francisco de Orellana. 52. Which ancient civilization invented the concept of the zodiac? Greeks, Egyptians, or Babylonians? The answer is Babylonians. Question 53. What was the original title of F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby? The High Bouncing Lover, Under the Red, White and Blue, or Trimalchio in West Egg? So we're not only testing your knowledge, but your memory. The answer is Under the Red, White and Blue. That was the original title of The Great Gatsby. Which actor was known as the Little Tramp? Charlie Chaplin, Harold Lloyd, or Buster Keaton? The correct answer is Charlie Chaplin. What was the first commercially successful video game? Space Invaders, Pong, or Computer Space? The correct answer is Computer Space. Which country invented the game of table tennis? China, England, or Germany? The game of table tennis was originally invented by England. 57. Which playwright coined the phrase, "all the world's a stage"? William Shakespeare, John Webster, or Ben Jonson? "All the world's a stage, and the men and women merely players" was quoted by William Shakespeare. Question 58. Which explorer is credited with discovering the Pacific Ocean? Amerigo Vespucci, James Cook, or Vasco Núñez de Balboa? The answer is Vasco Núñez de Balboa. What was the original name of the New York Knicks basketball team? Knickerbockers, New York Nationals, or Manhattan Metros? The correct answer is Knickerbockers. 60. What was the first feature-length film to be shot entirely with digital cameras? Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, Vidocq, or Jackpot? The answer is Vidocq. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing that, but that's Vidocq. Which actor was known as the great lover of silent films? Raymond Navarro, John Gilbert, or Rudolph Valentino? The great lover of silent films was a nickname given to Rudolph Valentino. Question 62. What was the original name of the game Scrabble? Word squares, crisscross words, or letter tiles? The answer is crisscross words. Which ancient civilization invented the concept of paper money? Chinese, Greeks, or Romans? The concept of paper money was invented by the Chinese ancient civilization. 64. Which philosopher introduced the concept of tabula rasa? David Hume, Immanuel Kant, or John Locke? The answer is John Locke. What was the original name of the band Coldplay? Starfish, Pectorals, or Paradise? They have a song called Paradise. Is it the right answer? No. The answer is Pectorals. Which country invented the game of cricket? India, Australia, or England? The game of cricket was invented in England. 67. Which actor was the first choice to play Indiana Jones? Nick Nolte, Tom Selleck, or Harrison Ford? So Al Pacino was the first choice for Han Solo. Was Harrison Ford the first choice here? No, it was Nick Nolte. What was the original name of the soft drink Pepsi? Pepsi Cola, Brad's Drink, or Carolina Cola? Pepsi Cola, Brad's Drink, or Carolina Cola? The correct answer is Brad's Drink. Question 69. What was the first feature-length computer animated film? Toy Story, Ants, or A Bug's Life? The correct answer is Toy Story. Which explorer is credited with discovering the route to India around Africa? Bartholomew Diaz, Ferdinand Magellan, or Vasco da Gama? The answer is Vasco da Gama. Which ancient civilization invented the concept of the calendar? Egyptians, Romans, or Sumerians? The answer is Egyptians. What was the original title of Joseph Heller's Catch 22? Catch 14, Catch 11, or Catch 17? Now, a phrase we use in everyday life. What could we have been saying? The correct answer is Catch 11. Which actor was known as the Man of 1,000 Voices? Mel Blanc, Jim Cummings, or Frank Welker? The answer is Mel Blanc. Which country invented the game of golf? Ireland, England, or Scotland? The correct answer is Scotland. Which playwright coined the term theatre of the absurd? Martin Esslin, Eugene Ionesco, or Samuel Beckett? Theatre of the absurd was a term coined by Martin Esslin. Which explorer is credited with discovering Greenland? Leif Erikson, Christopher Columbus, or Eric the Red? The answer is Eric the Red. 77. What was the original name of the New York Mets baseball team? New York Metropolitans, New York Metropolitan Baseball Club, or New York Gothams? So we've had basketball, we've had American football. What about baseball? The answer is New York Metropolitan Baseball Club. Which philosopher developed the concept of the invisible hand in economics? Adam Smith, Milton Friedman, or Karl Marx? The answer is Adam Smith. What was the first feature-length film to use computer-generated imagery for a main character? Jurassic Park, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, or Young Sherlock Holmes? The answer is Young Sherlock Holmes. 80. Which actress was known as the First Lady of the American Screen? Lillian Gish, Bette Davis, or Mary Pickford? The First Lady of the American Screen was a nickname given to Bette Davis. What was the original name of the game? Jenga. Was it called Takaradi, Stacking Blocks, or Timber? The answer is Takaradi. 82. Which ancient civilization invented the concept of the alphabet? Greeks, Phoenicians, or Sumerians? The concept of the alphabet was invented by the Phoenicians. What was the first commercially successful electric typewriter? IBM Model 1, Remington Rand, or Smith Corona? The correct answer is IBM Model 1. What was the original name of the band Pink Floyd? The Megadeths, the Architectural Abdabs, or the T-Set? The original name of the band Pink Floyd was the T-Set. Which country invented the game of volleyball? United States, Japan, or Brazil? We've had table tennis and cricket. We've had golf. But which country invented the game of volleyball? The answer is the United States. Question 86. What was the first successful antipsychotic medication? Haloperidol, risperidone, or chlorpromazine? The answer is chlorpromazine. Which actor was the first choice to play Forrest Gump? John Travolta, Chevy Chase, or Bill Murray? Tom Hanks ended up playing the role, but the first choice was Bill Murray. 88. What was the original name of the soft drink Sprite? Was it lemon lime soda? Was it Fanta Claire Zitrone? Or was it clear lemon lime? The original name of the soft drink Sprite was Fanta Claire Zitrone. What was the first novel to be published as an ebook? The Plant by Stephen King, Riding the Bullet by Stephen King, or Host by Peter James? The correct answer is Host by Peter James. 90. Which actor was known as the King of Hollywood? James Stewart, Cary Grant, or Clark Gable? The King of Hollywood. A big title. And that title was given to Clark Gable. 10 questions left. Here's 91. What was the first feature-length claymation film? The Nightmare Before Christmas, The Adventures of Mark Twain, or Chicken Run? The answer is The Adventures of Mark Twain. Which explorer is credited with discovering the Northwest Passage? Robert McClure, John Franklin, or Roald Amundsen? The answer is Roald Amundsen. What was the original name of the streaming service Netflix? Was it Netflix with that capital F? Was it Kibble? Or was it Movieflix? Originally, Netflix was called Kibble. Which philosopher coined the term existentialism? Albert Camus, Jean-Paul Sartre, or Gabriel Marcel? The answer is Gabriel Marcel. What was the original title of Margaret Mitchell's Gone with the Wind? Tomorrow is Another Day, Pansy, or Tote the Weary Load? The answer is Tomorrow is Another Day. 96. What was the first animated feature film to be released in 3D? Shrek, Toy Story, or Chicken Little? The first animated feature film to be released in 3D was Chicken Little. Which explorer is credited with discovering the Grand Canyon? Jedediah Smith, John Wesley Powell, or Garcia Lopez de Cardenas? The answer is Garcia Lopez de Cardenas. What was the original name of the Chicago Cubs baseball team? Chicago Nationals, Chicago White Stockings, or the Chicago Colts? The correct answer is Chicago Colts. 99. What was the first feature-length film to use motion capture technology? Avatar, The Polar Express, or Sinbad, Beyond the Veil of Mists? The answer is Sinbad Beyond the Veil of Mists. What was the original name of the board game Risk? World Conquest, La Conquête du Monde, or Global Domination? The board game Risk was originally called La Conquête du Monde. Bonus question, we always finish with the bonus question. Which ancient civilization invented the concept of the arch in architecture? Let us know the answer in the comments, and while you're there, let us know how many points you scored, because that is the end of our quiz. Are you a champion, master, enthusiast, apprentice, or an explorer? We would love to know. And that's it. That's the end. Please, please, please do make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified on all of our upcoming videos. Thanks a lot for playing this quiz. And if you can't wait for our next video to come out, there are plenty of quizzes already uploaded that you can try right now. My name's Ellis and I've been your host. Thanks again for joining us today. We'll see you next time.